We need vaccines. We need vaccines to protect ourselves, to protect our families, to protect our businesses and our communities, our healthcare system and our economy. But when it comes to getting vaccines, we are ranking behind dozens of other countries. The federal government's job, and it's a big job, is to get vaccines for Canadians, and the province's job is to get vaccines to Canadians. And this has been designated as our responsibility, but if we can't do our job, then all Canadians suffer as a consequence. And we can't do our job if the federal government doesn't do its job. The lack of vaccines means that too many Canadians will contract COVID. They'll also be at more risk of contracting COVID variants, and too many Canadians will become ill, and too many Canadians will lose their lives. The federal government made a choice early on, and they had their reasons for it, and the choice was to block provinces from being able to buy vaccines. We have tried. We have never stopped trying, but we've been refused. The door was slammed in our face repeatedly, and I know other provinces have tried as well. The federal government chose to place their orders exclusively with non-Canadian countries. I can't, none of us can speak with accuracy to the contracts that they signed. We haven't seen them, but we know that here in Canada, we are waiting for vaccines. The U.S., with its previous president, said America first, and its present president says the same thing when it comes to vaccines and other things. European and Asian countries are expecting that they have home field advantage as well, and meanwhile here in Canada, we wait. The British government addressed the need some months ago for domestic vaccine production and orders earlier on. They are now estimated to be able to produce nearly 1 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines just some months later. And the UK is producing and administering their vaccines and is one of the world leaders in making vaccines available to their citizens. Meanwhile, here in Canada, we wait. The federal government scrambled to purchase and place orders from everywhere they could, and I am grateful to them for doing that. And I am grateful to the federal government for the vaccines that we have received here in Manitoba. But the approach they have taken means that when it comes to getting vaccinated against COVID, Canada first is in danger of becoming Canada last. As a government, we must do everything we can to protect Manitobans from this deadly virus, and we will do everything we can to protect Manitobans from this deadly virus. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this pandemic is a marathon. It is not a sprint. We needed vaccines last year. We need vaccines this year. We will need vaccines in the years to come as well. And that means that we must take every possible step to ensure that Manitobans and Canadians get the vaccines they need. We have learned the hard way that we cannot rely on only one source of supply, and that supply is somewhere outside of Canada. So today I am pleased to announce that here in Manitoba we are investing in a Made in Canada solution. I'm pleased to announce today that we have entered into a preliminary agreement with Providence Therapeutics to purchase 2 million doses of a new mRNA COVID-19 vaccine that will be manufactured here in Manitoba. Our agreement with Providence will ensure that Manitoba has the right to receive the first doses of COVID-19 vaccine developed, and that delivery will be expected, depending on federal approval, later this year. And we will receive those doses, Manitobans who are the country's best shoppers would want to know this, at the lowest available price. We have secured a best price guarantee from Providence, and we are pleased to say that we believe that price will be economical and achievable. But the most important thing is that we get the vaccines, isn't it? And as Premier of Manitoba, I'm particularly pleased to say that Providence has chosen to partner with Emergent Biosolutions. That's a leading manufacturing company with a facility located in Winnipeg. This is good news, I think, and a good indication of where we need to go as a country as well. With today's announcement, we're taking a big step, but it's a much-needed step to creating a secure, stable supply of Canadian-made COVID vaccines. But today's announcement's about much more than Manitoba. It's about Canada, and it's about bringing greater peace of mind to Canadians by giving them COVID vaccination insurance. At the end of the day, this is really what this is about. It's about that sense of security that you get when you're insured properly. And insurance against COVID is important. It's insurance against sickness. It's insurance potentially against death, too. Insurance against COVID closures, insurance against COVID economic loss, insurance against another pandemic, insurance against another year like the one we just went through. I have invited other premiers and the Prime Minister to join with us in this effort. I have written to every premier telling them about today's announcement and inviting them to partner with the company of their choice that may be available to assist us in building a Canadian-made solution against COVID, not just for today, but for tomorrow as well. After all, Canadians are best served when we work together for one another. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.